Good morning, FCF. Want to pick up where we left off in Philippians chapter 2, and want to give you a little bit of recap. Back in chapter 1, verse 27, the Apostle Paul started to emphasize that he wanted the Philippians to stay united in their purpose to present the message of Christ to their community. Just to kind of review real quick, he says in chapter 1, verse 27, he says, stand firm in one spirit, contending as one man for the faith of the gospel. This theme of unity, he picks it back up in chapter 2 where he says in verse 2, he says, make my joy complete by being like-minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and purpose. So he's emphasizing unity and the purpose of presenting Christ accurately and efficiently to the community was to be the purpose that trumped all personal purposes. In other words, he's getting prepared to tell them, you have to so focus on your mission that you don't let your individual desires, needs, peculiarities, idiosyncrasies, that you don't let those become sources of division. It's important that you stay like a team, united to the goal, united to the purpose. So that's the thought in mind as he picks up in verse 3. Now he's going to start explaining how to protect this unity. He says, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in humility consider others better than yourselves. Now, the others better than yourselves, I know that kind of throws us a little bit. It doesn't mean that he's urging us to look at others as of more value than ourselves, but he's urging an other orientation. He's saying that our natural tendencies is to just be guided by our own, what he calls selfish ambitions. We may think that we deserve more prominence. We may think that we have the best ideas, the best approaches. We may think that our voice needs to be recognized and heard. He says, so there could be selfish ambition or vain conceit. Those two can kind of work together. Once again, we think we have the better way, the better ideas, and so forth. He says we have to be willing to set those aside and orient ourselves to the needs of others. And so the needs of others trump our personal desires, or what we may call needs, is what the Spirit is urging us to do here. Now he's going to amplify it more and tell us a little bit more practically how to do this in verse 4. He says, each of you should look not only to your own interest, but also to the interest of others. So here's the key to maintaining unity, is that we have to cultivate, because this is not natural. He wouldn't have told the Philippians to do this if it was already happening or if it was spontaneous. Even as a Christ follower, these are character traits we have to cultivate. I have to start thinking intentionally about other people. I have to think about their interests. I have to think about their needs. So Paul is saying one of the keys to unity, keep our eye on the purpose which is to present the message of Christ accurately and effectively, meaning we are reaching out always, trying to reach others for Christ. We do this by word and by deed. Our character, our behavior has to be consistent with the message of Christ, and then we have to maintain unity from within. And to do that, I've got to be willing to silence my selfish ambitions and desires, and I have to remind myself that even though I may always think that what I have to say or what idea I have is more important, in fact it may not be, and that I need to orient myself. What are the needs of others? How can I better accommodate them so that this grand purpose of kind of showcasing Christ to our world, the world of our day, our community, can be most effectively done in a unified state. All right, so consider thinking about unity, and we'll pick this theme up again tomorrow.